7 days. That's all I get. 7 days to live my entire life. No second chances, no extensions, no, sorry, we made a mistake, here's a few more months. Just 7 days. And you know what the funny part is? I spent 4 of them running for my life. 4 out of 7. Gone. Just like that. You're probably sitting there thinking, okay, dramatic much, but hear me out. Because what happened to me in those 4 days, it changed everything I thought I knew about living, about beauty, about what it means to exist when the whole world seems designed to either ignore you or destroy you. I know. You've probably never thought twice about a butterfly. We're just pretty, decorations with wings, something you photograph and post online and then forget about by Tuesday. But I have a story. And I promise you, you have no idea what's coming next. My name doesn't translate well into your language, but if you need something to call me Lyra. I'm a painted lady butterfly. And before you say anything, yes, I know I'm gorgeous. Thank you. I didn't choose this, but I'm not complaining. Right now, I'm resting on a lavender stem somewhere in a garden, but I almost never made it to. My wings are a little torn. One of them has a small chip on the right corner that wasn't there a week ago. A souvenir, you could say, from everything that happened. I'm tired, but I'm here. The sun is warm today, the kind of warm that seeps all the way through your wings and tells your whole body you're okay. You survived. And I did. Barely. See, my kind only gets 7 days as a butterfly. 7 days of actually flying, actually seeing the world, actually being me. After months of being a caterpillar, after the whole dramatic cocoon situation, which by the way is not as peaceful as it looks from the outside, I finally got my wings. And then the world immediately tried to take them away. Today, I'm going to tell you my entire story. All of it. The beautiful parts, the terrifying parts, and the moment I thought was my last. So sit down, get comfortable, and listen carefully, because this one matters. Let me take you back to the beginning, before the wings, before the chaos. I was born as an egg, tiny, perfectly round, sitting on a nettle leaf somewhere on the edge of a meadow. I wasn't alone. There were hundreds of us, little round eggs all in a cluster, like a very tiny, very dramatic apartment building. Honestly, it was cozy. When I hatched, I was a caterpillar. And look, I know what you're imagining. Fuzzy little thing crawling around. Cute, right? Well, I want you to know that being a caterpillar is actually a full-time job. You eat, you move, you eat more, you try not to get eaten, then you eat again. It's basically the caterpillar version of working a 9 to 5, except instead of a salary, you get slightly bigger every day. And instead of a boss, you have birds, which are worse. But I loved it. I genuinely did. I had sisters, I had a world of green leaves and morning dew and the smell of fresh soil after rain. Do you know what fresh soil smells like after rain? It smells like the earth is exhaling, like the whole planet just took a deep breath and let it go. It's the best thing in the world. We would spend our days eating, moving, resting in the sun. There was one leaf, this leaf, the most perfect, thick, green leaf on the whole plant. All of us wanted it. We'd practically line up. My sister Pip always got there first, every single time. I swear she barely slept just to secure that spot. I didn't even have wings yet, and honestly, I was happy. Then came the cocoon, and that's where things got interesting. Everyone always romanticizes the cocoon. Oh, the transformation, the miracle of metamorphosis. What nobody tells you is that it's also terrifying. You basically dissolve. Your whole body breaks down and rebuilds itself from scratch. It's like, imagine waking up one day and your entire existence just reboots. New system, new design, new everything. And when I finally came out, when I pushed through that silk and felt the air on my wings for the very first time, I cried. I actually cried. Because I was beautiful and I was free. That was day one. I had 7 days. And I didn't know yet that the world was about to test every single one of them. Day 1 was perfect. Absolutely perfect. I flew for the first time, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it's the best feeling in existence. You humans have planes, you have roller coasters, you have those little electric scooters you ride around on, looking very pleased with yourselves. None of it compares. Not even close. Flying is freedom that lives in your body. Every wingbat is a choice. Every gust of wind is a conversation. I could feel the whole sky saying, yes, you belong here. I found flowers. I found nectar. I found a patch of purple clover that I'm pretty sure was sent from heaven specifically for me. Day 2, the garden. That's when I crossed the fence. There was a garden on the other side of a wooden fence near the meadow. And listen, I know what you're thinking. Lyra, you should have stayed in the meadow. And you're right. You are absolutely right. But the flowers in that garden, oh my goodness. Roses, lavender, marigolds, dahlias. It looked like someone had painted it just for butterflies. I had to go in. So I did. And for about an hour, everything was perfect. I was drifting from flower to flower, minding my business, living my absolute best life. I even did a little spiral loop just because I could. Nobody asked, I just did it. Main character energy? Maybe. Earned it completely. And then that sound came. A sliding door, a loud, heavy scrape of glass and metal, and then the rush of air as it opened. I froze. A human stepped out into the garden. A child, maybe 7 or 8 years old. And I want to be clear, the child didn't look dangerous. The child looked delighted. Big eyes, mouth open, pointing directly at me. "Butterfly!" the child screamed. Now, in theory, flattering. In practice, absolutely terrifying. Because what happened next was not a calm, gentle approach. No, the child ran, full sprint. Arms out, the kind of run that has absolutely no plan attached to it. Just pure, unhinged enthusiasm. My wings were already moving before my brain caught up. I was gone. Up, over the rosebush, past the lavender. And then I turned around to check if I was safe, and I flew directly into a spiderweb. I know. Look, I panicked, okay? You try flying backwards in terror and see how well your navigation works. The web hit me like I don't even have words. 1 second I'm flying, the next I'm completely, utterly, humiliatingly stuck. Both of my front wings caught, my legs were tangled, and the silk? You don't even know what spider silk feels like if you've never been caught in it. It's not like string, it's like being grabbed by something invisible that refuses to let go. Every move you make just makes it worse. And at that moment, I didn't know that the spider was already on her way. I didn't know that this was only the beginning. I didn't know that I was about to use up 3 of my 7 days just trying to survive the next few hours. Her name, well, I named her Clara. It felt more civilized. Clara was a garden spider, big, fast, and very hungry. I could feel the vibrations in the web the moment she started moving. If you've never felt that, a predator approaching through the silk that's holding you prisoner, I sincerely hope you never do. It is the most specific kind of terror I have ever felt. Every tiny tremor said, "She's coming, she's coming, she's coming." I pulled, I twisted, I thrashed. I am not too proud to tell you that I completely panicked. There was no dignity in it, none. I was just a terrified butterfly making things significantly worse with every movement. My heart, and I have a real heart, thank you very much, it's just tiny. My heart was going absolutely insane. Clara appeared from behind a leaf. She was beautiful in the way that things that are about to end your life are sometimes beautiful. 8 eyes, every single one pointed at me. She moved with this awful confidence, like she already knew how this ended. And I thought, this is it. Day 2. This is how it ends. Not with grace, not with beauty. Stuck in a web with a spider named Clara and a child still running somewhere in the distance. Dark humor moment? Sure, I'd take the child. I would absolutely take the screaming child over this. But here's the thing. The child found me. I heard the footsteps pounding through the garden, shaking the ground, and then a small hand shot out and grabbed the branch that the web was attached to. The whole web shook. Clara scrambled back, and in that single, completely chaotic, completely accidental moment of a child just grabbing a branch because children grab things, one of my wings pulled free. Just one, but it was enough to change the angle, enough to find a different kind of leverage. I pulled again, harder, and I felt the silk tearing, not cleanly and not perfectly, but tearing, and then I was out. I didn't fly. I fell, straight down into the lavender bush below. I lay there for a moment, completely still, completely overwhelmed, with my face in a lavender flower. And honestly, under any other circumstances, that would have been wonderful. Day 2 ended like that, hiding in lavender, shaking, one wing slightly torn. Day 3 was supposed to be better. It wasn't. I found my way to the other side of the garden. There was a beautiful patch of sunlight near a stone wall, warm and wide and perfect for resting. I landed. I closed my wings slowly. I exhaled. I genuinely thought, okay, you're safe now. Rest, recover. And then the cat appeared. Of course the cat appeared. I don't know what I did to deserve this particular garden. I genuinely don't. It had a spider, a feral child, and now a cat sitting 3 inches away from me, tail going absolutely haywire, that specific cat look of, I don't need you, I just want to destroy you, written all over its face. I had maybe 1 second before it pounced. 1 second. I've said it before and I'll say it again, panic is not always your enemy. Sometimes panic is the exact right response. I launched off that stone wall with every ounce of energy I had left, and the cat's paw came down right where I had been sitting. I felt the air from it, that close. I was in the air, but I was exhausted, and getting higher was harder than it should have been. I had nowhere to go. The web was behind me, the cat was below me, the child was... Actually, I didn't know where the child was, which was almost worse. I was thinking, is this my last day? Is this day 3 and it's already over? Is this really what all of this was for? All those months of being a caterpillar, all of that waiting, all of that dissolving and rebuilding myself just to get taken out by a garden cat on a Tuesday? No, I refused. I kept flying. Even when my wings burned, even when the torn edge on the right side caught the wind wrong and sent me spinning, I kept flying. And then everything stopped. The wind dropped completely. The garden went quiet. The cat lost interest, as cats do because cats have the attention span of someone scrolling their phone. And suddenly, I was just hovering, alone, in the still air. The sun was setting, orange and gold and pink spreading over everything. And for one terrible, beautiful moment, I thought about giving up. Not dying, just landing, staying still, letting whatever happened next just happen. But then I saw it. A gap in the fence. Small, worn, old wood that had split over winter and never been repaired. Just wide enough, just barely wide enough. And on the other side of that fence, the meadow, my meadow, the clover, the open sky, the place where I started. Now, I want you to understand the situation. I was running on almost nothing. Wings partly damaged, 3 days gone out of 7. Every muscle. Do butterflies have muscles? Yes, we do, and every single one of them was screaming at me. The fence was 30 feet away. 30 feet for you is nothing. A few steps, you don't even think about it. For me, at that moment, it was everything. I had one chance, just one. If I misjudged the height, I'd hit the wood. If I caught a bad gust, I'd spiral. If the cat came back, well, let's not think about the cat. I lined up. I felt the air. I waited for the right current. And you have to wait. You can't force it. The wind does what the wind wants. And I waited. And I went. Full speed. Every wing beat deliberate. No spirals, no showing off. Just straight, focused flight directly toward that gap in the fence. The wood rushed toward me. The gap looked smaller the closer I got. I thought, it's too small, you miscalculated, abort. But I didn't abort. I pulled my wings in just for a fraction of a second, just enough to slip through. And I was through. I was through. I tumbled out the other side into the meadow air and I just rode the wind for a moment. No effort, just floating, like the sky was catching me. I landed on a clover flower, and I just sat there. I sat there for a long time. That was 4 days ago. I have 3 days left. Maybe, if I'm lucky with the weather, if no more spiders decide I look like dinner, if the cat stays in that garden where it belongs. 3 days. You know what I've done with them so far? I found the best flowers. I flew higher than I ever have before, up past the treetops, up into the wide blue where the air is thin and cool and so quiet, it feels like the whole world is holding its breath. I flew in the rain once, just to say I did it. Not smart, absolutely worth it. My wing is still torn. That chip in the corner never healed. It changes the way I fly, slightly uneven, slightly asymmetrical. Humans would probably say I'm damaged. I'd say I have character. I think about Clara sometimes, the spider, not with anger. She was hungry. She was doing what she does. I get it. I've never met a creature yet that was cruel without reason. Only creatures trying to survive, just like me. I think about the child, too, running through the garden with arms wide open. That child wasn't trying to hurt me. That child saw something beautiful and ran towards it with their whole body. There's something in that, I think. Something worth thinking about. The cat? I have less fondness for the cat, but I'm working on it. I've learned things in these 7 days, 4 of which were chaos, let's be honest, that I couldn't have learned in 1,000 years of being a caterpillar. I've learned that beauty doesn't protect you. I'm a butterfly. I'm supposed to be the symbol of grace and transformation and all of that lovely poetry, and I still got almost eaten 3 times in 48 hours. Beauty doesn't make you safe. It just makes people look at you differently. I've learned that surviving isn't always graceful. Sometimes it's falling into lavender. Sometimes it's flying through a gap in the fence with your eyes half closed and your wings held in and just trusting that you'll fit. Sometimes survival doesn't look like strength. Sometimes it just looks like refusing to stop. And I've learned that 7 days, really, truly, fully lived, is more than most creatures get in a lifetime. I don't feel cheated. I feel full. So, here's what I want to say to you, and I'm saying this directly. No poetry, no softening it. You are going to live, if things go well, for something like 30,000 days. 30,000! I get 7. And I'm not saying this to make you feel guilty. I'm saying this because I want you to feel the weight of that number. 30,000 days, spread out before you like the biggest meadow you've ever seen. What are you doing with them? Next time you see a butterfly or any small creature, honestly, even the ones that aren't considered pretty, even the ones you might step over or swat away, just pause, just for 1 second. That creature has a story. That creature has been through something. That creature is spending the only days it has trying to find something beautiful to land on. Sound familiar? We're not that different, you and I. You wake up scared sometimes. You keep going anyway. You get knocked down, you get back up, you fly through the gap in the fence even when you're not sure you'll fit. That's survival. That's all any of us are doing. My last wish? It's not complicated. I just want my last 3 days to feel like the first time I ever flew. That rush of sky, that feeling of choice in every wing beat, that moment where the whole world opened up and said, yes, you belong here too. I want to feel that right up until the very last second. And I think I will. Thank you for listening to me today, truly. You didn't have to. You could have scrolled past and I would have understood. I'm a butterfly. I don't have a huge platform yet. But you stayed, and that means more than I could say. If this story found you at the right moment, I hope it helped. I hope it reminded you of something you needed to remember. I hope you go outside today and look at something small and think, that thing has a whole life, because it does. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your days, all 30,000 of them. Next time, another story from another insect who survived something they probably shouldn't have and who has a lot to say about it. Until then, watch where you step,
And maybe leave a few flowers growing, just in case.